Most men sign a plea deal having never seen a single page of discovery. No police reports, no witness statements, nothing. Just fear and pressure. This is Modern Day Leper Radio. I'm Blakemore. I'm not your lawyer. I'm just a guy telling you how the system works from the inside. Today, we're talking about motion of discovery. Motion of discovery. What is discovery? Discovery is one of the most important things in your case. It is the magic that makes the whole thing go. It's the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. The discovery is the ball, and whoever controls the ball wins the game. In plain terms, it's the leverage. It's the thing that says, you probably need to take this deal because we've got all this information. From the DA's point of view, it's their power. It's how come you're walking around shaking all day, scared to go to trial, because you don't know what they have. And they're offering you all this time because you don't know what they have. In your mind, you're thinking witness statements, video, body cam footage, all sorts of things. But you have no idea. Do you know why? Because you haven't seen it. You don't know what they have. For the defense, it says we can relax. They have no evidence. I know exactly where they're strong, and I know exactly where they're weak. I know exactly how to approach this. And not necessarily that you can relax, but you don't have to use your imagination in a negative way. You are ready to fight with facts, not fear. And this motion of discovery that's being cherished by the DA that they don't want you to see. How do you combat this? The first thing you must do is obtain it and know exactly what's in it. Motion for discovery. A motion for discovery is a formal written request for the court asking the other side in a legal case to be required to disclose information, documents, or evidence to the other side. In other words, show us what you have. In criminal cases, it usually means the defendant, through counsel, asks the court to order the prosecution to turn over evidence it possesses that is relevant to the case. Relevant to the case. What discovery generally covers? Police reports. Did you see the police report? Did they show you a police report? Did you ever see one? Witness statements. Did they ever show you the witness statements, the witness lists, how many witnesses they had against you? Physical or digital evidence. The cameras that they said were running at the time. expert reports. The expert reports that said it was your gun that fired those shots. There's other things that go along with all of this. Evidence the prosecution plans to use at trial. You have a right to see it all. And it's wild how many guys have been convicted and have taken deals and have never seen their discovery. In fact, they had no idea what the prosecution had. What the motion is not. The motion for discovery is not an argument about guilt or innocence. It has nothing to do with the discovery. It is not a defense strategy by itself. Once you have the discovery, you have a starting point. It allows you to build a playbook. It does not decide your case. You will still have to come up with a defense. You will still have to come up with a strategy to win your case with competent counsel. It does not guarantee you a favorable outcome. But the magic of receiving your discovery is that the prosecution must turn it over to you. It is your right to have it. It is a formal request to the court, required to disclose information. They are required to do this. Documents or evidence. Understanding what your rights are. Understanding why you have a lawyer and what he's supposed to be doing. In effect, not telling your lawyer how to do his job, but having a basic understanding of procedure so that you know what's going on every step of the way. You have to understand your case. You have to get your hands on the discovery. No discovery, no signature. Say it with me. No discovery, no signature. This is terrible how this happens. So I got a call from a lady last week. She calls me. She tells me about her son. Hi, Laura. She calls me. She tells me about her son. She's been fighting his case for a year. He had a robbery case, and she had spent money trying to get him defended. $5,500 she spent. Guess what? They never saw the discovery. The person that represented them never fought to get it. They didn't know what questions to ask. You should always know what questions to ask. Speaking of which, I have a 50-question vault that I put together from calls that I've taken and people that I have talked to over time about the various questions that they would like to ask their lawyer. I put this package together. I call it the 50 question vault. 50 questions that your lawyer must answer. If that's something you want, I'll have it linked in the description. But Miss Laura and her son fought this case for a year. And after a year, found out that he took a deal for 10 years for a robbery case. After he was convicted and in prison, she got her hands on the discovery. The big issue was whether or not he had a gun. He said he didn't have a gun. Someone said they saw a gun, according to the prosecution. Guess what? No one ever said they saw him with a gun. In fact, no one really saw him. The witness that they questioned said, I saw somebody, but I didn't know who it was. She had no description of the person. She didn't mention whether she thought he had a gun or not. And he signed a deal because the DA convinced him that if he went to trial and they found him guilty of having a gun, he would get 25 years. He never got his discovery. Had he had his discovery, he would have known they didn't have a witness. No one ever said he had a gun. The gun conversation never came up. And when found the person that actually gave the description of the person was a foot taller than him and didn't match his description at all. This guy is like 5'7", and the person they saw was like 6'4". This is why you must have your discovery. By no means should you ever talk about any type of deal without seeing your discovery. This is not just Laura's family's problem. It's not just them. It's not just her. This is how the plea mill runs. It runs just like this. It always runs like this. If they were letting people see their discoveries as often as they should, their ability to make deals with fear would go down. Understand your rights. Keep them. Know how the system works. Know what it is that you're up against. By all means, ask questions. Ask questions. Questions are the magic. If you don't know what's going on, they can get there. Through fear and your ignorance, they can get there. Through them understanding how to hide the discovery, not telling you what they have and don't have, they get to run plays that you have no defense against because they got a playbook that you never saw. And you have to understand that they're not doing you a favor by giving you the discovery. It is your right. Laura's son is not the only one who's ever been in this position. There are men going through this all the time. There are women going through this all the time, not knowing what the prosecution has. And it clearly states in criminal cases, it usually means the defendant, through the counsel, asks the court to order the prosecution to turn over evidence it possesses that is going to be used as evidence. All the relevant information. And it says it asks the court to order the prosecution to turn it over. They're not walking, hey man, can y'all please give us part of the, we don't know what the discovery say. Please, can y'all give it? No, you are ordered by the court to turn it over. Understand this, guys. Understand how powerful the motion of discovery is. And if somebody's talking to you about making a deal and you never saw it, they're not doing you a favor. Understand this. Understand that this is the entire fulcrum point of your case. This is the total game. Whether you are guilty or whether you are innocent rests on the evidence that supports their charge called the discovery. My name is Ahmad Blakemore, man. I love you guys. I love you dearly. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the show. And I'm going to be back with you. We're going to do more on this because this is very, very important. It's very important that people understand these definitions, what they mean, and how they operate in reality, in real court, plugged into the machine. I'll be back with you. We're going to go on and on and on with this because this is a major problem, especially on this, and especially on the ignorance of questioning, being able to ask your lawyer the proper questions. If you need to get that 50 question vault from me, the link will be in the description. Get your hands on that. And if this is helping you and you love it as much as I love doing it, subscribe to the channel. Tell me about your situation, your cases. Have you or do you know somebody that got convicted without their discovery? Let me know what's going on. Hey, as they say, talk to me and I'll talk back. Hey, man, I appreciate and love you guys. Modern Day Leper Radio, Ahmad Blakemore. Peace. I love you guys.